bulubida na morum chumena matakani koni rongo ne bibo ngara taki ke misa wapo ni ana di sam bulubida na sero gori sana chumena kira na morum chumai tunasile ni sambula oyo Mr. Ben kelapa nama kira ne bibo mataka moni tikira morum buka mena ono kena liwa ena bulu FM abala
Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. Tonight, 2 charged with murder for house fire that killed 5 people. Tropical depression does little to ease the effects of the dry spell. And Health Ministry focuses on improved services in 2016. Five men have been charged with unlawful and indecent assault in relation to an alleged assault on Yoane Benedito, one of several escapees recaptured in November 2012. At this point, we'd like to strongly advise viewer discretion. The accused are 3 policemen, Sanita Langenasivi, Chone Ndavonu, and Semesi Nanduka, along with 2 soldiers, Filimoni Datimaimbulu and Pita Matairavula. 4 of the accused appeared in the Nasinu Magistrates Court today, charged with sexual assaulting Benedito. All 4 have opted to be tried in the Magistrates Court. The state informed the court that it will object to bail once a formal application for bail is made by the defense. The state sought time from the court to file full disclosures at the next mentioned date. All accused have been further remanded, and the matter has been adjourned to October 28th. 5th suspect Pita Matairavula, whose whereabouts are unknown, will be produced in court once he has been located. The DPP's office has also warned against any further public discussion or speculation in the media, as this matter is now before the courts. 2 men have been remanded in custody for their alleged involvement in a fire that gutted a home in Narere Nasinu and killed 5 people. 31-year-old Bimlesh Prasad and 23-year-old Matthew Ngunua appeared in the Nasinu Magistrates Court this morning. The 2 men are each charged with 5 counts of murder, 1 count of arson, 1 count of act with intent to cause grievous bodily harm, and 1 count of damaging property. Police prosecutors objected to bail, saying that counts 1 to 7 are indictable offences. The case is of public and national interest and is very serious given that 5 lives were lost. Khan also told the court tension is high in the community and the lives of the accused are under threat. Magistrate Hamza rejected the bail and has transferred the case to the Suva High Court for the 4th of November. The tropical depression last week did little to ease the plight of people living in drought-stricken areas. There is no assessment yet on the number of Fijians affected by the El Nino phenomenon. Akosita Tale reports Fiji is forecast to receive below-average rainfall throughout the year.
Only a few areas received heavy rain last week, and the National Disaster Management Office says it's nowhere near enough. The west and the north remain affected.
We have a request from the Navesau SDA secondary school, which is in the Wainumbuka area. They had requested, and through the Water Authority of Fiji, with the Commissioner General's office, we have provided them some relief water to sustain the school, and then there will be more to come into the next few days.
As more days and weeks pass without any rain, Tuifangalele's office is being inundated with requests for emergency water from all affected areas, including the outer islands, the west and the north. Assessments are now underway to gauge the impact of the dry spell on agriculture and livestock.
Not only for for the communities, but also for the various areas that they use a lot of water, like agriculture. They need to be mindful of the use of the water that they use or they do, so that we can be able to control the drought situation that we have at the moment.
Water cutting continues in rural and remote communities where rivers, wells and boreholes are drying up. Authorities continue to call on people to use water sparingly. Akosita Tale, FBC News.
Raki town was a hive of excitement this morning as Prime Minister Vorengeng Bainimarama awarded 330 people a $1,000 grant to help their microbusiness. The recipients, who were selected from about 500 applicants, will use the money to bolster economic activity in the cane farming community. Madhyam Bolaitamana was in Raki and filed this story.
8 days after opening the Raki Bridge, the Prime Minister Vorengeng Bainimarama was in the Ra province again today to hand out $300,000 to assist rural micro businesses.
Empowering you to start new businesses of all kinds or take you to existing businesses to another level. To enable you to buy new equipment or material to strengthen your own financial base.
The Prime Minister assured those gathered at the Christian Mission Fellowship Church in Raki that despite their political choice, the government will not discriminate when it comes to serving Fijians.
By the grace of the PM, we poor people in Raki could it.
I appreciate it because I started without any financial funds.
I'm very proud that as I look out across this crowd at your faces, the faces of decent, ordinary, hard-working Fijians, proud of your achievements in whatever business you have chosen, proud of your commitment to our beloved Fiji and moving us all forward.
Bainimarama also reminded the people of Ra not to be involved in unlawful activities that has seen a number of people from Nandunga and Ra ending up in court on sedition charges.
Everyone must respect the laws of our country and the choice of our people made at the election a year ago. Everyone must turn their backs on division because this is what has held Fiji back. And everyone must embrace unity because that is the only way forward.
The Prime Minister was in Ba later this afternoon officiating in a similar event empowering rural entrepreneurs. Madhyam Bolaitamana, FBC News.
Fiji Airways has announced that the airline is in the final stages of sealing Singapore as its next destination. The new Chief Executive Officer of the airline, Andre Fillion, has also revealed an operating profit of just over $17 million for the first half of 2015. Madhyam Bolaitamana again with the story.
The new man at the helm leading our national carrier is already making his intentions known, lifting the bar from where his predecessor left off.
As the new kid on the block, as they say, or old man on the block, whichever way you want to put it, I'm not naive to not believe that there are issues and challenges. So I would like to hear from you. I've created a direct email called Tell Me at FijiAirways.com, and I invite you all in the room. If you have any issue, any suggestion, any problem, please email me.
According to Filgon, the airline has been able to stay on track financially with the first half of 2015 showing some promise.
Most importantly, we continue to hit our profit targets. For the first half year, we had a profit of $17.5 million, and we're on track in the second half year. And also importantly, we're continuing to build the team at Fiji Airways of Fijian management.
Apart from Singapore, there are plans of tapping into the emerging Asia tourism market with chartered flights in the coming year.
Singapore, as you heard the Minister mention, is in the final planning stage, and we expect an announcement shortly on this. We also have a charter program to take advantage of the peak seasons in China. We'll be flying charters to Beijing and Shanghai, and there are a few more on the drawing.
To boost its service delivery and preparing well for the anticipated growth of visitor arrivals, the airline will welcome its fourth Airbus A330 by January. Madhyam Bolaitamana, FBC News.
Police have yet to ascertain whether a 7-year-old girl in Turak Suva was kidnapped or not. Chief of Investigation and Intelligence ACP Henry Brown told FBC News they have received a report and they are trying to find out what actually transpired. He says the hunt continues for the alleged suspect and the child is now back with her family. ACP Brown has appealed to the public, especially parents, to keep an eye on their children. After the break, local fishing company struggles with low catch.
मेरा चांद मुझे आया है नजर, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर। छाया है नशा मेरे आंखों पर, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर। रह जाए ना प्यासा मेरा प्यार, मेरे बाहों में भर दे मेरा यार, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर। है दोस्तों, मैं हूं जितेन शांडिल। आप रात के बाद हमारे साथ अब रफ्तार प्रोग्राम में 3 से लेकर रात 7 के बीच शामिल हो सकते हैं। मिर्ची FM, इट्स हॉट।
The Fijian government has asked the South African government to waive immunity for a diplomat involved in a fatal road accident on October 2nd at Edinburgh Drive in Suva. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is working with the police and other relevant government agencies, including the High Commission of South Africa, to resolve this incident. Following a request from the police, the ministry has requested that the South African government waive diplomatic immunity against its official Theodorus Mostert to allow further action to be taken to address his role in the accident. A decision is being awaited from the South African government. The Department of Mining and Mineral Resources wants the government to withdraw tax concessions for mining companies. Director Mineral Resources Malakai Finau made the request while presenting submissions on the Income Tax Bill 2015. Ali Kimbia has more.
All mining companies in Fiji are a tax holiday, but the Department of Mining says this needs to be reviewed to improve revenue.
Perhaps we could review some of these tax holidays that are enjoyed by the company, but the point is so that the mining companies pay their dues, what they should rightfully pay government, as I mentioned, because at the end of the day, the mineral resources which belongs to the state are being taken out of the country, and the companies need to pay for this.
There are 2 mining companies in Fiji right now, while the rest only have exploration licenses. Director Mining Malakai Finau adds that the Watukula gold mine has never paid tax or even royalties. Chairman of the Standing Committee on Justice, Law and Human Rights, Asnil Sudhakar, says they will take note of this, but there are other factors to consider.
We do have to balance between the policy decision of attracting miners, because we want to open up our mining sector, and we want to attract investors. So this is one of the issues that we have to consider.
In his submission, Director for Mining Malakai Finau revealed that the contribution of mining to the economy is insignificant and there is a great need of a good management plan for the sector. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Strengthening health systems and preventing diseases are 2 priorities for the Health Ministry in 2016. Minister Chone Usumate says a large chunk of money has already been poured into this, but the ministry could do with an increased allocation. Savara Tambua has more.
The Ministry of Health uses more funds in hospital services, and this isn't going to change. But more has to be done in terms of preventing diseases. Minister Chone Usumate says people need to be reminded of the need to protect themselves against NCDs, sexually transmitted infections, and communicable diseases.
Teach them about right food and all of those things, exercise, so people don't get sick in the first place. That will have to be a trend over the next few years or so. We have to spend money in hospitals where we're curing people that are already sick, but we need to also emphasize more on preventing people from getting sick in the first place.
The Fiji population is becoming more urbanized, meaning major health centers and hospitals will be under additional pressure. Usumate says the ministry is preparing for these and will maintain efficient and effective services to people in rural areas as well.
So we need to look at this more strategically. There are less people out in rural areas, but we need to make sure that even if they're in isolated areas, they still have access to health. So we're still looking at the developing health centers and nursing stations where they're required.
The other issue that will get more attention in 2016 is the implementation of wellness programs, encouraging people to eat right, look after their mental health, as well as avoid physical injuries. Sabera Tambua, FBC News.
Local fish exporters are struggling to get a good catch in our waters. Seaquest Fiji Limited, an exporter of high-grade fish, has had to berth most of its large vessels due to the low catch. Eleanor Trangaiviu has more.
Seaquest Fiji Limited owns 15 fishing vessels.
of which only 6 are operating. In order to stay afloat, the company has taken some drastic measures, reducing the number of days at sea and transferring larger vessel licenses to smaller vessels.
Whatever we had initially was to have as much vessels out there fishing, but the way the catches are, it's not advisable. We try to go out there and not lose money.
Wahid Ali says the fishing season is usually from April to September, but for the last 4 years that hasn't been the case. In 2007, one fishing vessel harvested 150 tons of albacore tuna in a year. Now they catch about 4 albacore tuna in a day.
We are still hopeful that things might turn around and we might see some good catches in Fiji waters. There have been patches around that we have seen a bit of catch up Ratuma side and south side, but it's just for a few days.
With the company now concentrating on exporting fresh fish, it plans to use whatever resources it's harvesting to get the premium price from the European Union market.
Getting into EU is not easy. We try and take it a step at a time. We try and get our vessels on the internal listing first with the competent authority, and then try and get our factory EU certified.
SeaQuest's main export market are the US and Japan. Since 2007, under its Marine Stewardship Council or MSC certification, the company has exported albacore tuna to Spain. Eleanor Turangaibiu, FBC News.
A panel of judges held a meeting with the 10 contestants vying for the Miss Fiji Beauty pageant today. It was all in preparation for the start of the event this evening. The contestants, winners of various municipal events, were briefed on the overall criteria of the Miss Fiji competition.
We dealt with issues regarding conflict of interest that the chaperones or the contestants might have, or certain issues regarding scheduling of the judging, or other certain issues that they might bring up with regards to the rules of the competition.
The winner of the pageant will represent Fiji in the Miss Pacific Islands pageant in the Cook Islands in December. And sports is up next. Jamie joins us now with the latest.
Nakataki and good evening. Coming up in sports. FIFA hand over $138,000 facility to Fiji FA. And Yamadhia will be back with a vengeance at the Central Coast Sevens in Australia this weekend. Details after the break.
Imbula bina na turanga na marama na turbugi ngone lewa. Imbula bina rangone. Karuita kini marataiti ronda bibingomi na bio liba ni Radio Fiji 1 na bai viti na bonga ni vianu yanu. Oya upio rotuanga na mni daun bengravi. Na makia mo na ono kita tiri karua moniti kina barumbuka. Ene wasini ngolo barutaki kilo manikoro ilutu na karombo.
Powerhouse Fijian Sevens team Yamadhia is determined to settle some unfinished business when it returns to the Central Coast Sevens in Australia this weekend. Yamadhia contested the tournament in 2013 and 14 and was knocked out in the semi-finals on both occasions. This year they go pretty confident they have what it takes to finish as champions. Josephine Avula joins us live now from FPC's Nandi studio with more on the Yamadhia Sevens side.
Thank you, Jamie. Yes, the Nadronga Navasa-based rugby club has named a strong side and will surely be banking on its experienced players to lead the charge in the winning tournament. We caught up with the team coach David Dakuitonga on the potentials and the hopes of the team.
Showcasing fresh talents and developing grassroots rugby has always been the drive of the Yamadhia rugby team in any local tournament. But the upcoming Central Coast Sevens is a little different.
We're not out there just to make up the numbers or just to go and compete. We are there to battle out and to see who will come out in that pool of death, as they say.
The team already has a lot of potential players for the competition.
We have Donacio Ratumbuli, who just came back from France. We have Aminon Nasilasila. who just joined us in a couple of games that we played before, and is going as well. We have Sevuloni Tambu, Kelemendi Wanga, and Chonen Gorovarua, who are all in Ben's squad for Rio.
David Nakwitonga believes Yamadhia has what it takes to dominate at the Central Coast on the 24th and 25th of this month.
I think the boys have got what it takes to go through the pool games. We are going to go step by step on our first game, and then we'll see how we go from there.
The team is pooled with New Zealand development side, Australia B and Sunnybank in the tournament. Josephine Vula, FBC Sports.
A big day for the Fiji Football Association, with FIFA handing over property and facilities worth $138,000. Rohit Deo joins us live now from the Fiji FA headquarters in Vatuanga, Suva, with more on this development.
Good evening, Jamie. Yes, the handover from FIFA was held here earlier today, now enabling Fiji FA to have more income-generating opportunities. The World Body has actually built new facilities at this site to help bring in some more cash, since more international competitions are coming, one being the Olympics in Brazil next year. That's not the end of it, though. A similar handover will take place at the bar headquarters tomorrow, where FIFA will hand over a gym worth $321,000 at the bar headquarters, like I said, tomorrow. But as mentioned earlier, the handover by FIFA here was held here today, and we filed this report.
A new futsal court, a kitchen, rooms for accommodation, a conference hall and a retail shop for merchandise, all donated by FIFA to help Fiji football earn more money.
Fiji football to hire these facilities out for weddings, church services.
Meetings, conferences.
Yeah. And they've also, prior to this, had the income generation of the accommodation upstairs, which also can be used.
Fiji FA Chief Executive Bob Kumar says they were able to secure a grant from FIFA as part of the governing body's annual initiative to help smaller federations.
FIFA is insisting that all the federations should venture out into economic activities so that they are able to raise enough revenue for operation. At the moment we are getting FIFA grant, we are having our own revenue, but FIFA is helping federations to increase the income generation project.
All facilities but the futsal court are fully operational. The court should be ready by early next year.
We are still waiting on the futsal surface, which will be arriving maybe in early 2016. And obviously Fiji football won't be able to use the court until that futsal surface is installed.
Money from hiring out the facilities will be used in the day-to-day operations of the association. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Bar's defense of the 40th Bongo Primary School's Inter-District Championship under 14 grade has gotten off to a good start. The side thumped Nandrunga 5-0 in the opening match before accounting for Navua 3-1. Host Lambasa also made a winning start, defeating Savu Savu 3-0. In other results, Nreketi defeated Senganga 2-0, Navasa lost to Nasinu 1-0, Reo beat Northwest Nandrunga 3-0, while Mboa defeated Tailevu 2-0. Pool matches continue tomorrow at the Guru Nanak Primary School grounds in Lambasa. Some big names are expected to return to the tracks at the Fiji Car Club quarter-mile drag races this weekend. The races had been postponed for a few weeks due to bad weather, but has been given the green light this weekend. Club President Razel Hanif says traditional champion Ravin Nath is expected to face some stiff competition from racers coming back after a long time.
All the big guns, there's Taus Khan, Ravi Nair, Lawrence Assem and Saten will be putting pressure on Ravin to defend his title that he's been holding for the last 13 or 14 years.
The quarter-mile drag races will be held at the Nanuku airstrip on Sunday starting at 10 a.m. The Southern Open Snooker Tournament will be held in Suva this weekend. Some attractive prizes are up for grabs for the two-day event at the Merchants Club. Close to 30 players have registered to play, and the number is expected to increase by tournament day.
First of all, this is Southern Open and sponsored by Total Logistic. We really thank our sponsor for first time coming on the board of snooker. So this one we have put down first so fastly the tournament just because of the COCs coming next week. And our players, Fiji number 1, number 2, number 3 is from Southern.
Competition begins Saturday at 10 a.m. And that is your sports for this evening. Business is up next with Jackie.
The organisers of the Hotech Trade Show are promising a better event this year. $20,000 was donated by Vodafone Fiji and the Westpac Bank to help preparations. The annual trade show started last year after a lapse of 4 years, and the Fiji Hotel and Tourism Association is hoping for more stalls and large crowds this year. The event showcases both national and international suppliers, many of whom have been attendees since Hotech's inception 10 years ago.
We will have competition like the Cocktail of the Year competition, Wine Ambassadors competition, Barista of the Year, and also the Cullen Solnier.
The three-day trade show will be held from November 25th to the 27th at the Sofitel Fiji Resort and Spa on Denarau Island. It was a rather nice day with sunny spells over most of the country. In temperatures, it was warm and humid everywhere, with Nadi and Lautoka hitting the highest at 30 degrees, while all the other centres were in the high 20s. Tomorrow, the current spell of warm weather will continue with highs in the 30s and a mixture of cloud and sun. And the further outlook calls for increasing cloud and afternoon or evening showers for the eastern shores and interiors of the larger islands. And at sea, it's moderate to rough conditions with easterly winds 15 to 20 knots. And recapping the main stories, 3 policemen and 2 soldiers have been charged in relation to the alleged assault on Yowane Benedito in November 2012. Last week's tropical depression has had little impact on communities suffering through the dry spell and local fish exporters struggling with low catch. In our poll question this week, we're asking, should the South African diplomat allegedly involved in a fatal accident return to Fiji to face charges? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply #FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Spade. Bye for now.